All right, I think we're all set here. So again, I want to welcome you to our Discover Macomb event. We're going to be talking about our Public Service Institute. My name is Terry Pagano, and I'm the Admissions and Outreach Coordinator. I want to talk to you a little bit about the agenda tonight. We're going to be talking about why choose Macomb. We're going to give you a little introduction about Macomb and some of our other programs. Then we're going to have an overview of our Public Service Institute. Hosting will be Michael Lopez. After the presentation, we will have a question and answer period. For those that you have just joined us, I want to let you know that the chat is open. So if you have any questions, feel free to put those into the chat, and we will be answering that in our question and answer session at the end. And then I want to give you a little information about your next steps and about some upcoming other Discover Macomb events that we're going to be having. Macomb has over 200 programs, and as you can see from the pictures on the bottom, they're very interactive programs. We have very large labs for most of our programs, and this is why we offer them at different campuses. So you'll see the programs that we offer at South Campus, also the programs at Center Campus, which is located in Clinton Township. If you're going for general education or continuing ed, those would be at both campuses, South and Center. Our East Campus is in Clinton Township, and that is where our police and fire is housed. And we have our MTech, which is for employers to send their employees for retraining. So we invite you to go on our website and take a look at some of our other programs. At Macomb, we encourage our students to choose a pathway. Starting off, if you're going into health or social sciences and math or information technology, you can certainly narrow down from there. And one of the things that you're going to be doing is talking to one of our counselors to try to find out what the best program for you is. We do have some upcoming admissions and outreach events. So you might have some questions on the application, how to register. There's a link here, a registration link to sign up for some of these events. They're also on our website. And we do have a registration QR code. So if you want to take a picture of the link or the QR code, that is how you can register for the event. And again, these are also located on our website. We want to show you a great video to get started, and then our director, Michael Lopez, will be giving his presentation. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
I went to Macomb because I wanted to make a difference.
I went to Macomb because I wanted to challenge myself.
I went to Macomb because I wanted to help others.
We went to Macomb because we care. I'm firefighter Daniel Stanneback.
I am Officer Zachary Dang.
I am emergency medical technician Sahara Begum.
And we are graduates of the Public Service Institute at Macomb Community College.
Now I'd like to introduce our director, Michael Lopez, who's going to be talking to you about the Public Service Institute. Welcome, Michael.
Welcome, everyone, to Discover Macomb, and thank you for joining us. As you heard, my name is Michael Lopez. I am the director of the Public Service Institute here at Macomb. And so the first question is, what is the Public Service Institute? Well, the Public Service Institute at Macomb Community College is the umbrella over all of our law enforcement programs, our fire service programs, our emergency medical service programs. That includes advanced police training, advanced fire training, as well as the MIOSHA Training Institute. So there's quite a number of programs that fall under the Public Service Institute here at the college. And as you heard earlier, we offer our programs at 2 campuses. Some of the courses are offered here where I am tonight at Center Campus at M59 in Garfield in Clinton Township. And many of our police and fire classes, including the academies, are offered at our campus, our East Campus, which is also in Clinton Township. If you're familiar with the Macomb County Sheriff's Office or the Macomb County Jail over at Elizabeth and Dunham area, we're pretty much across the street from them. So those are our two campuses where we offer our programs. So let's get started. So the Public Service Institute, as I mentioned, is the EMS courses, fire service courses, law enforcement, homeland security. And this is we offer a number of pathways and transfer opportunities at Macomb to get you into the career of your choice in those areas. And so first off, to get started, I just want to acknowledge all of you for having an interest in one of these careers. And as this slide indicates, a career of service, and these are all areas that are they're more than just careers, they're more than just jobs. They're actually a calling, and it's a calling to serve your community and to serve other people. And so I want to acknowledge all of you for having an interest in pursuing one of those careers. And Macomb is certainly the place to get you into those professions. So for the purposes of the presentation tonight, we're going to approach this from the career standpoint. So if you want to get into a career in emergency medical service, fire service, or law enforcement, as we go through each of those areas, I'm going to talk about the programs that we offer here at Macomb, and specifically the Public Service Institute, that are designed to create for you the pathway to get you into those careers in that profession. And a career in EMS, really the starting point is to become a basic emergency medical technician. That's the first step, and you can stop there and work your career as an emergency medical technician, or you can use that as a starting point to springboard you to further education and different careers in the EMS industry. But to start, you're going to want to begin with becoming an emergency medical technician. And we offer that program here at Macomb Community College. It is a 1-semester program. It is 12 credit hours in total, and it's comprised of 3 different courses. And you see the course names there: EMSA 1215, 1220, and 1250. Those are the 3 courses that you would take. They're co-requisites, which means you take all 3 in the same semester at the same time. And 1215 is your lecture class, 1220 is your lab class, and 1250 is the internship that you do at the end of the program, where you have to spend some hours in the hospital ER doing some clinical time. So those are the 3 courses. Upon completion of those 3 courses, if you successfully complete all 3, that is worth 12 credit hours, but it also it allows you or entitles you to take the licensing exam to become a licensed emergency medical technician. Once you pass that licensing exam, the written and the practical, then you're a basic emergency medical technician. So that program, as I said, it's 1 semester at the college, and we offer it at 2 different times. You can take it in the fall semester, or you could also sign up for basic EMT in the winter semester. So it's winter semester right now. We have one running as we speak. So the next question would be, then what? Now I've done all that. I've passed my 3 courses. I've passed my licensing exam. I'm now a licensed emergency medical technician. What's next? So you have a number of opportunities, and that's true really of all the programs here. There's not really one path that you have to take or one pace that you have to go at or proceed at. It's really your choice. So you have some options once you have your basic EMT. One of them is to take one additional class at Macomb, which is Homeland 2000, HLND 2000. That course is called Introduction to Emergency Management. It's a 3-credit course. And when you combine the completion of that course with the 3 courses that make up the basic EMT curriculum, that entitles you to a skills-specific certificate at the college. So that's something that you may want to get to put on your resume as well. That'll help you get a job down the road. Another option for you is to apply to the paramedic program. That's a common option that people choose after completing EMT, is they want to go on and become a paramedic. That's the next step in the progression of EMS, was to go from EMT to paramedic. So I'm going to talk about the paramedic program specifically in the next slide in just a moment, but you can apply and do that. A third option for you is if you have an interest in the fire service and you want to be a firefighter EMT or a firefighter paramedic, you could, after completion of your basic EMT, you could choose to go to the fire academy here at Macomb Community College. And we're going to talk much more about that in a few slides here in just a little bit. And then lastly, another option for you after you earn your EMT at Macomb Community College is you can just jump right into the career field and go work as a basic EMT, whether that be in a hospital setting or working for an ambulance company. There's opportunities out there as basic emergency medical technicians. So those are some of the options for you as an emergency medical technician. And again, that's the starting point. If you're thinking that EMS or fire/EMS is in your future, basic emergency medical technician is the beginning point. So now we'll move on. And as I mentioned, one of the most common pathways is to go from basic EMT into the paramedic program. So we'll talk about that option next. The paramedic program is a selective admissions program here at the college. So in order to get into the paramedic program, you have to complete some requirements of selective admissions. And one of those is there's a application packet that you have to complete for the program. You also have to take an entry exam, which is called the TEAS exam. And you are ranked as part of the selective admissions process. So your score on the TEAS exam is part of the ranking, along with your grades in the EMT program and prior work experience in EMS. Those things factor together to rank you in the selective admissions process to get into the paramedic program. And that's done specifically, well, two reasons. It's done for one, if we have more applicants than we have seats available in the program, we want to ensure that the applicant with the greatest chance for success gets a seat in the program. And then secondly, we also want to see where you are in the TEAS exam and with your grades and just gauge your chances for success, because the paramedic program is probably one of the most challenging programs that the college offers. Having been through it myself personally, it's certainly, I think, the most academically challenging program that we offer at the Public Service Institute. It's not an easy program by any means. And we want to make sure that you're set up for success when you go into that program. So one of the keys with paramedic, in terms of when I mentioned before that there's no one set path or schedule, if you will, that you have to follow to get a career in EMS. But one thing you do need to consider when you're planning your schedule is that the paramedic program only begins once a year, and that is the fall semester. So as you're planning your courses and how you want your Macomb experience to play out, keep in mind that if paramedic is in your plans, you need to align your schedule so that you are eligible for the paramedic program come fall semester. Which means you have to be a basic EMT to get into the paramedic program. So you're going to want to schedule those courses accordingly. The paramedic program runs through the fall semester, the winter semester, and the spring-summer semester. So the easiest way to understand that is to equate that to a calendar. It runs a calendar year. You're going to start the program in August. That's the start of the fall semester. You're going to go fall semester, you're going to go winter semester. In the summer, you're going to go out and do your ambulance ride-alongs and then test for the National Registry. And it basically wraps up the following August. So essentially, when you're planning your schedule, you're going to start in August, you're going to finish and test for the registry, best case, a calendar year later. That's the pace of the paramedic program. And as that last bullet point indicates, after you complete all of the courses for those 3 semesters and you've successfully passed everything, that makes you eligible to test for the National Registry. Once you successfully pass the registry exam, written and practical, you are then a licensed paramedic. So that's the process to become a paramedic. So then what? Now that you have this, you're a basic EMT, you're a paramedic. Now what are your options? So you still have a few options available at that point. One is if you can go specifically to continue your education for an Associate of Applied Science degree in emergency medical services paramedic. that is an associate degree at Macomb that is available to you. I highly encourage, I know that what we see most of the time with students that come into these programs at the Public Service Institute is because the entry-level job requires the certification or the license more so than the actual associate degree. That it's understandable and it's common that students are in a hurry to get the required certificates and licenses to begin their career. But I just want to stress the importance of you're earning college credits as you go, and don't just leave those credits hanging. Move forward, use those credits, put them towards a degree, work with an academic advisor, and get those credits working for you in the form of an associate's degree. It'll serve you well. If not at an entry level, it'll certainly serve you throughout your career in terms of advancement and promotion. So I really want to encourage everyone to follow through and earn their associate's degrees in their respective area. Another option would be if you, as I mentioned earlier, if you're interested in fire/EMS, you have the option to, after paramedic, you could apply to the fire academy and take that step and take your career path towards that of fire EMS. And then another choice, if you're not interested in the fire aspect of EMS, is you could just go out into the workforce with that paramedic license and begin your career as a paramedic. There's opportunities working in a variety of areas, whether it be for an ambulance company or working in hospital settings or clinics. There's a number of opportunities available to you as a licensed paramedic once you hold that license. So those are all options for you in the world of EMS to get a career there, whether it be as a basic EMT, whether it be as a paramedic, or whether then we're going to shift into fire EMS and go to talk about the fire academy next. Just there's a little paragraph down at the bottom that indicates that our paramedic program is accredited by COAMS. It's a fully accredited paramedic program. And both our EMT and paramedic programs have some of the highest success rates in terms of first time and overall pass rates in the state of Michigan. It's they're top-notch programs, very successful. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about becoming a firefighter. Many people, as I mentioned earlier, who go into the EMS program in Macomb also want to become a firefighter, but not everybody. And so, and again, it's totally up to you which path you take and which order you take them. So becoming a firefighter, though, typically requires a number of certifications and licenses, and it really depends upon where you go to work. And that could be the specific department. Specific departments have different requirements for entry-level firefighters, and it could be different in every municipality. And also to some extent, there's some differences depending on what region that you want to go to work in as a firefighter. Macomb County is a little bit different than Oakland County, and Southeast Michigan requirements are a little bit different than if you were to go outstate and be working in different areas of Michigan. So it really varies what specific certificates and or licenses you need to start your career as a firefighter. But one thing you will need, regardless of where you go to work in the state of Michigan, is you're going to need firefighter 1. And if you're going to be a full-time firefighter, and in most paid on-call departments as well, you're going to need firefighter 1 and firefighter 2 certification. So firefighter 1 and firefighter 2 are state of Michigan certifications through the Michigan Firefighter Training Council. And at Macomb, those courses are more commonly referred to as what we call the Fire Academy. So when you go to Macomb's Fire Academy and you complete that program, you will, at the completion of that program, you will take the state test for firefighter 1 and 2. And upon successfully completing those, you are officially a state of Michigan firefighter. So that's, and we'll talk more about the Fire Academy in a minute and specifics of that program. But that's what the Fire Academy is in terms of state curriculum. It's the Firefighter 1 and the Firefighter 2 curriculum in a full-time setting. As I mentioned earlier, it depends on where you go to work, what department, what region. Most departments, frankly, most full-time departments in the state of Michigan, I believe all full-time departments in Macomb County require basic emergency medical technician as a prerequisite. So again, if you want to go to work in Macomb County for one of the full-time fire departments, you're going to need to complete the Fire Academy, get your Firefighter 1 and 2 certification, and at a minimum, go through an EMT program and be a licensed EMT to be eligible to even apply for those jobs. Paramedic, again, depends on the department, depends on the region. In Macomb County, the vast majority of full-time fire departments require that you be a paramedic as an entry-level requirement. There are a couple that don't. Off the top of my head, Mount Clemens and Chesterfield Township are two fire departments that I believe only require basic emergency medical technician in their full-time departments. I believe that all the rest of the full-time departments in Macomb County require paramedic. So if you're interested in becoming a full-time firefighter and you have your heart set at working for a Macomb County Fire Department, you're more than likely going to need to go through Fire Academy, EMT, and paramedic to have the entry-level requirements to the prerequisites, if you will, to apply to most of the departments in Macomb County. Again, that varies a little bit when you go outside of Macomb County, and especially when you go outside of Southeast Michigan. There's many more departments as you get out of Southeast Michigan that don't require paramedic for a full-time department. So just keep that in mind as you're planning your future. And I know it's a factor as to what extent, if you're going into firefighting, how much you like the EMS aspect of the job and how far you want to take that. If you want to go all the way to paramedic, or if you just want to remain a basic EMT. And then also, we'll talk more about this as well, but there is an Associate of Applied Science degree at Macomb for firefighters. It's the Fire and Emergency Medical Service Technology Associate of Applied Science degree. And we'll talk more about it later. I highly recommend that again, don't leave those credits that you're earning along the way. Don't leave them hanging out there. Put them to use for you and follow through with the associate's degree. So a little bit more about becoming a firefighter. We talked about the Fire Academy. So what does that look like? What is the Fire Academy? Well, the Fire Academy at Macomb Community College is 10-week academy full-time. So what does full-time mean? Full-time it's not like being a full-time college student where it's based on credit hours. Full-time at the Fire Academy means it's 5 days a week, a minimum of 8 hours a day. And the days can vary. So we say it's technically 8 hours, but on drill days, sometimes they'll run as long as they need to run to complete all of the drills on the fire ground. So there's some long days out there, and it's 10 full weeks. So that equates to 12 credit hours. So when you complete the Fire Academy, you will have earned 12 credit hours. And as you're registering, you'll know that Fire Academy is actually comprised of 2 courses, just like, as I mentioned with EMT, it's 3 college courses. Fire Academy is actually 2 courses, Fire 2000 and Fire 2010. Those are the 2 courses. They're each 6 credits. They combine as their co-requisites. You have to take them together in the same semester. That's the Fire Academy. It's 12 credit hours. So for your scheduling purposes, we offer the Fire Academy twice a year. We offer it fall semester and we offer it winter semester. So again, as you're planning your future at Macomb, you're going to want to chart out, do I need to be a basic EMT? Do I need to be a paramedic? Do I want to be a firefighter? Keeping in mind, paramedic starts once a year in the fall semester. So how Fire Academy and basic EMT plug into that sequencing is really up to you, as long as you follow 2 rules. 1, basic EMT has to come before paramedic, and paramedic only starts in the fall semester. So just keep those things in mind when you're when you're planning your next couple of years of education here at the college. It is the Fire Academy is a selective admissions program. What I mean by that is that, again, we prioritize seating in the event that there are more applicants than there are seats available. We have some applicants who come to us that are sponsored. In other words, they're working for a municipality, and the municipality is sending them to the academy, and the municipality is paying for that. Those candidates have first priority at seats, our sponsored cadets. And next we go through and we prioritize for the Fire Academy really based on job readiness. And what I mean by that is, if you're already a paramedic and the only thing standing between you and a career in the fire service is the academy, that's going to put you at a higher priority for getting into the program than somebody who has not yet taken EMT, not taken paramedic, and they want to take Fire Academy first, because upon graduation, you're really not job ready. So that's the selective admissions for fire, is we prioritize those seats and make sure that the people who are job ready and Fire Academy is all they need, that they get the first seats available to them, so that they can go out and start their careers as quickly as possible. Upon completion of the academy, after the 10 weeks, you take a final exam for the academy. You pass that makes you eligible to take the state exam for firefighter 1 and 2. That's a written exam as well as a practical. It's offered here at Macomb. And once you successfully complete that, you are officially a Michigan firefighter. So, well, then what? Well, again, there's a number of options depending on where you are in your progress. If you haven't yet completed EMT or paramedic, you can choose that direction. So, again, we have some folks who take EMT and then take a semester break from EMS, and they go to the Fire Academy, and then they come back in the fall and take paramedic. We have other folks who take EMT, paramedic, and then come to the Fire Academy. And we have still others who Fire Academy is the very first thing that they take. And they say, well, I'm going to get Fire Academy first, and then I'm going to start EMT and then go to paramedic. So it really depends on where you are on your journey as to what comes next in regards to EMT and paramedic. But those would be things that you would want to have if you haven't gotten them already. Those are the pathways you'd want to pursue. Another option, as I mentioned, is the Associate of Applied Science degree. And lastly, if you're at a position after graduating the Fire Academy and passing your firefighter 1 and 2 exam, that you have your EMT and or your paramedic and you're ready to roll, you can go right out and start applying to fire departments. And this is a great time. To get into the profession. There are vacancies at almost every department in the area. They're looking for firefighters. So there's tremendous job opportunities available to you when you successfully complete these programs. At this point, there's jobs ready and waiting for you that you can jump right into. And so that's our Fire Academy program here at the college. And I have a little video here to give you a brief overview of the Fire Academy. All right. So hopefully that gave you a little taste of what the training is like in the Fire Academy. And I wanted to show that video just so most people that go to the Fire Academy know what they're getting themselves into, but some don't. So wanted to give a little video there so you could see what some of the training is. and what it involves on the drill ground. We have a live fire burn tower, so there's live fire training involved. We rappel off the tower. It's a great program. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a great program. And so, last thing about fire service I want to talk about is the associate's degree. This is a couple of years back, we made a change. We reworked our associate's degree, and I'm really excited about this fire and emergency medical services technology degree. It's really designed to take the credits that you're earning as you go through these steps that are required to become a firefighter, including 12 credits from the fire academy, 12 credits from the EMT program, and put those work towards the associate degree. And then you take a number of fire science and fire industry related courses, and these are directly related to your career as a firefighter. They're going to help you both at the entry level and for promotion, and they're virtual courses, so they're designed that if you happen to get a job and you want to go back to school and finish the degree while you're working at the fire department, it's specifically designed to work around the 24-hour schedule that firefighters work on, virtual courses. And it is an IFSAC accredited program, the International Fire Service Accreditation Council. I believe we are the only program in the state of Michigan to have IFSAC accreditation, and we were just reaccredited for 5 more years this last year. So it's a great program, and regardless, even if you get your certifications, licenses, and jump right into the workforce, I really encourage you, go back to school, keep your progress going, and use those credits towards the associate degree. It will serve you very well as you go through your career. All right, now we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about the other big area at the Public Service Institute, which is our law enforcement and homeland security programs, which include our police academy. So in these areas, we have a number of different opportunities available for students. If you are interested in a career in law enforcement or homeland security, there's 2 specific associate degrees for law enforcement. One is the Associate of Applied Science in Law Enforcement. The other is the Associate of Applied Science in Law Enforcement with Police Academy. And I'm going to talk about the difference in a minute, so you know which direction you want to go there. And then we also have an Associate of Applied Science in Homeland Security degree. So those are the academic opportunities that are available to you in law enforcement. And you say, okay, well, after I complete that, then what? So you have some options. You can, if Police Academy, if your goal is to become a police officer, well, the next logical step is apply to the Police Academy, which we offer here at the Public Service Institute, and go to the Police Academy, become certified as a police officer. Another opportunity that's available to you is to transfer to a 4-year institution and earn a bachelor's degree. So under the Michigan Transfer Agreement, you can take that block of credits from your associate's degree in law enforcement, transfer that over to a 4-year institution towards a bachelor's degree, say in criminal justice, and pursue your career through that route. And then your other option is to just take your associate's degree and apply to an agency and begin your career in that fashion. So a little bit about the degrees before we get into the Police Academy. I want to talk about the specific degrees and why would you choose one or the other. So if you know that you want to be a police officer, and specifically you want to be a police officer in the state of Michigan, and that's why you're coming to Macomb, and you want to take the law enforcement program with that goal, that end goal of becoming a Michigan police officer, well, then you should be looking at the Associate of Applied Science in Law Enforcement with Police Academy degree. And the reason being is that for pre-service candidates entering the Police Academy, there is a requirement that you have an associate's degree to get in, or that the completion of the Police Academy will result in the awarding of an associate's degree. So this degree that we offer at Macomb, the Police Academy is the capstone of the degree. And when you complete the academy, you've earned your degree. So if you know that the academy is in your future, I would recommend that. If you're not sure that you want to go to the Police Academy or that you want to work in the state of Michigan, Then I would suggest that you look at the Associate of Applied Science and Law Enforcement degree, because that gives you the opportunity to take those credits and transfer them to a four-year institution if you want to go a different direction other than police officer, whether that be federal law enforcement that requires a bachelor's degree, such as FBI, or whether that is going to even, we have people that go through our program, get a criminal justice degree and go to law school and become a prosecutor or a defense attorney. So those are all pathways. There's a number of areas that you can take that law enforcement associate degree, transfer it to a four-year institution, and go different directions with it. So there's that opportunity. And in Homeland Security, there's opportunities at agencies such as Customs and Border Patrol and TSA. You can take that degree and go to work for them. So with that, let me talk a little bit about the Police Academy. If you are interested in the Police Academy, and one thing I want to mention up front, and I didn't mention it for the Fire Academy, but it does apply for Fire as well as Police Academy, is there is a very specific registration or enrollment process, if you will, to get into the Fire and the Police Academy, that you need to work with our respective Police and Fire Academy offices to apply to those programs. But I want to mention that you also have to apply to be a college student at Macomb Community College first. So first step is apply to be a college, get admitted into the college, and then you go through the process of applying to the respective academies. So just applying to the academy doesn't allow you to skip that process of going through the college application. All right, so with that, I talked a little bit about this earlier. Pre-service admission requires either an associate's degree or that you have the credits that the academy will complete your associate's degree. So just keep that in mind. So that's different than Fire. Fire doesn't have that prerequisite. Police Academy does. It is also selective admissions, meaning that there's a number of requirements that you have to pass to get into the program. So for the Police Academy, one of them is you have to pass the Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards, which is commonly referred to as MCOLS. You have to pass the MCOLS entry exams. There's a written test that you have to take and pass, and there's also a physical agility test that you have to take and pass. We offer those at Macomb. You can reach out to our Criminal Justice Training Center for more information about that, but we offer them at the college here. You have to pass those first to be eligible to apply for the academy. And again, you also have to pass a physical, have to pass background check, go through an interview process to get into the Police Academy as well. Number of steps. The Police Academy it's a long and difficult program. I want to say that up front. It's 18 weeks, full time, Monday through Friday. Minimum of 8 hours a day, sometimes 9-10 hours a day, depending on what you're doing. It equates to 15 credits. So upon completion and passing the academy, it's also a college course, it's LAWE 2810. That's a 15 credit program. So when you graduate the Police Academy, you will have earned 15 college credits. So at the end of the Police Academy, you have to pass the academy final exam. Once you successfully pass that exam, that makes you eligible to take the state exam through MCOLS. Once you pass that, you are certified as a law enforcement officer. And then for law enforcement, you have to, I believe the term is activate that certification by going to work for an agency. And you have 1 year to go to work for an agency after completing the academy to activate your certification. So the Police Academy runs twice a year at Macomb. We run it in the fall semester and the winter semester. And I have a brief video here to give you a little taste of what the Police Academy is like. So let me wrap up here and conclude my presentation with a couple. I want to make a couple of closing remarks. First off, I mentioned this earlier. This is a great time for people that want to go into police, fire, and EMS. We are so in need of people going into these professions. Almost every police and fire department and EMS agency is desperately searching for good quality applicants. So there are jobs waiting for you. And I just want to say on a personal note, as someone who retired from the profession, I worked my career 30 years in the fire service. And these are more than just jobs. They're a calling. And I can tell you, as someone who retired after 30 years, I was able to look back and be very proud of the fact that I chose a career that made a difference in people's lives. And that, I think, is extremely important when you're choosing what you want to do with your life, to think about that and think about the difference that you can make. So I would highly encourage you that if you have that calling inside of you to serve others, that these are outstanding programs. And I am also a graduate of Macomb Community College. On a personal note, I can tell you I started here as an 18-year-old right out of graduating Warren High School, came to Macomb, earned my associate's degree here, went through the fire academy here, later came back, graduated the paramedic program from Macomb Community College, went through countless advanced fire courses here along my career. And that's what one of the things I'm very proud of the Public Service Institute is we're here for your entire career. We're talking tonight about entry level and getting your foot in the door and getting started with your education and a pathway towards a career. And once you do that, the Public Service Institute is here and will be serving you for the next 20 or 30 years or however long you choose to stay in that profession. It's lifelong education. These are professions that you have to continue to train and stay current and stay at the top of your profession. And Macomb and the Public Service Institute specifically is here to serve you in that capacity. So again, I give you credit for thinking that this is the path for you. I encourage you. It's a great way to spend your life. It's a great career, any one of these. And if there's anything that I can do, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're going to open it up to questions here, and I'll answer your questions. And if there's something that is that you don't feel comfortable asking in a group setting and you want to reach out separately, you're welcome. My contact information will be here. You're welcome to email me. So with that, I'm going to turn the floor back over, and we'll open up the chat for questions.
All right. Thank you, Michael, for all that great information. There was some great questions here while you were doing your presentation. So I'm going to start off with the first one. This person was asking, does an EMT assist for nurses and doctors? And can an EMT progress themselves to become a medical doctor or nurse?
Great question. Yes, you can actually. And it's interesting because we've had, and I've met students in our basic EMT, not even paramedic, but the basic EMT program, who are interested in their path was to become a physician. And they specifically wanted to go through the EMT program because before they went on down this journey of med school, they wanted to get a taste of what pre-hospital EMS is like, what it's like on the street. And so they went through the EMT program specifically because they wanted to learn that skill first. And we said the same with paramedic as well. People have gone through paramedic and then said, all right, from there, now because they want that, if they're going to be an ER doc, let's say, they want to know, well, what's it like on the other side, pre-hospital? And so there is a path, you can do that, absolutely. And in terms of the first part of that question, there are, depending on the hospital, I know there are a number of hospitals that hire paramedics to work in the emergency department. I'm not sure to the extent that basic EMTs are utilized in hospital emergency rooms. It really depends on the hospital, but I know for certain that paramedics are.
Great. Our next question is more of for us recruiters. Are there academic advisors at Macomb? And I'm going to put the contact in for absolutely. There's academic advisors and counselors. So I'm going to put that website and that information in our chat. So you can reach them by email or by phone.
Well, and
All
that one
right.
wasn't directed at me, but I am going to just, I want to just
Absolutely.
add to that and say, not only, yes, there are, of course, advisors, but I really encourage all of you to work with them. And they're a great asset to you, and make sure to take the time to check in and work with them. Because again, a lot of the PSI programs are very centered upon getting the certificate or getting the license. And it's so important I've said it before already tonight, but it's so important to use those college credits towards a degree and earn that degree. It will, trust me, it will serve you later down the road, if not at an entry level. And that's where an academic advisor can really serve you well at ensuring that you're putting those credits to use towards a degree.
Great. Thank you for answering that. What type of continuing education do I have to do once I become a firefighter or paramedic?
Great question. So there's for firefighter, there is discussion about continuing education. It hasn't been implemented at this point. So in Michigan, when you earn your firefighter 1 and 2 certification, that's a lifetime certification. So you have it and you take it with you throughout your life. EMS is very different. Your EMS license is a 3-year license in the state of Michigan. So after you take the National Registry exam and you pass, you're a National Registry medic. The next step is you actually have to apply for Michigan licensure, which is really just send them a check. I think it's $25 or something, and you get your Michigan license. Michigan license is good for 3 years, and in the course of that 3 years, whether you're and this goes for all levels of licensure, medical first responder, EMT, paramedic, there is continuing education required to renew the license at the end of that 3-year period. So you definitely, you will want to, once you take all the time and effort to earn that license, you'll want to maintain the continuing education credits to keep the license.
Okay, great. Here's another one. Are there preparation materials that I can use to prepare for the TEAS exam?
That's a good question. I believe there are, but that's really selective.
And so Michael's going to email everybody tomorrow with the answer.
Yeah, I believe there are some preparatory materials, but that goes through the selective admissions office for applying there. So I don't have an exact answer for you on it, but I can certainly find out.
So I do have a website of resources. So I am going, that's put in our chat. If anybody wants to find out what those resources are.
And I would say you could certainly.
The information is in the chat.
You can certainly reach out to the selective admissions folks here at the college as well. But I want to say yes, but don't hold me to it when they say no and say, well, Mike said there was, but I think there is actually.
Here's a great question, and we'll just go through a few more. If anybody has any further questions, please throw them in the chat now. We'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. Can I have a full-time job or a part-time job while I'm doing the fire academy? We do get this question a lot.
Yeah, it's it's not a hard and fast answer. I'm not going to say no, you can't work. It really isn't. It depends on the person, the cadet, the student, if you will. And I'll say this: I've seen people not succeed because of attempting full-time employment. I had somebody that tried to work midnights and then get off work and come to the fire academy, and it didn't work out. So part-time, I would say yes, but again, it depends on you, and it depends on how highly motivated you are and how much sleep you need, and because they're tough programs. It's a demanding program. Part-time is doable. Full-time, I would say proceed with extreme caution. I have not seen success with people that have tried that.
Great. Yeah, thank you for that clarity, because that is something students try to do, is put a lot on their plate, and it's tough to succeed that way. All right, we're going to take a couple more questions. One is, if I don't pass the physical, can I try again right away, or do I have to wait a period of time before I can try again?
I'm assuming by physical they mean the MCOL's physical agility.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to make an assumption there. Yes, you can retest. You can retest for the physical agility test, and we contact our Criminal Justice Training Center, and we can give you all the specific information on the physical agility test.
Okay, and we have one last question, and then we've got a little wrap up for everybody. Do we have to pay for the state and licensing exams, or are they included in the cost of the program?
No, there's a cost to. Well, let me back up and say, for the Fire and Police Academy, the licensing exams are included in the academy. The National Registry for EMT, I believe there is a separate cost for that test, to test for the registry. But the Police and Fire Academy, that state test is part of the academy tuition. Okay,
great. All right, we just have a few more slides here that we want to let you know, if you do have any additional questions in the admissions area, I have our phone number and email address. And of course, Michael Lopez's information is also here to email. If you have any further questions, please reach out to us. That's what we're here for. And sometimes students have questions the next day, and feel free to reach out to us. Watch your email for the information about the future Discovering Macomb events, and also for our admissions sessions that are coming up. We'll be following up with you for more information to begin your journey at Macomb. We want to let you know that everyone today who has attended will be eligible for a $50 bookstore gift card. There will be a 1 card awarded to each Discover Macomb event, and the drawing for this event will be held tomorrow, so check your email. And for every Discover Macomb event that you attend, you'll receive 1 entry into our larger drawing, which is a $500 Macomb scholarship, and that'll be held on March 7th, and the winner will also be notified by email. Here's a look at our upcoming Discover Macomb events with some of our other departments. Again, a registration QR code is there on the bottom if you want to take a picture of that. And then there's also a link that you can go to register. And all of this information will also be on our website. So we just want to thank everybody for attending this evening. Special thanks to Michael Lopez for giving us some great information on the Public Service Institute. You'll be receiving an email tomorrow also, and that will have some contact information for you. So those that attended tonight, this information will be provided for you also in the email. And again, if you have any further questions, please reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to help. And Michael, I want to thank you again for being here tonight and giving us some great information. We appreciate it. And everyone, have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for attending. I hope to see you out here at Macomb Community College very soon. Take care.
Have a great night, everyone.